All right. I guess it was already recording. It's Taco Tuesday. We're going to do something a little different tonight. Tonight, we had Melanie Bemis was going to be our speaker tonight, but she is under the weather. And so we want her to rest her voice and rest her body and heal. And so we are going to do something a little different tonight. And we are going to do just a little casual conversation and Q&A with some of the leaders, because there's always things that we can all learn. And it's going to be pretty casual. I've just got some questions, and my hope is that you have maybe one or two takeaways from it. You can also drop your questions in the chat if you have questions for the leader. Let me let Rachel in. Oh, you let her in?
I let her in, but you might want to add her to a co-host.
Oh, I'm going to add her to the spotlight. Don't you worry. Let's see. More. Add to the spotlight. All right. So I'm just going to ask some questions, but if you have questions for these leaders, you come from a variety of places, backgrounds, length of duration with Scentsy, all the things. So we all do things a little differently. So I thought it would be fun to talk about that. But drop your questions in the chat if you have them. So if you guys will just kind of introduce yourself when you jump in on a question. I kind of wanted to start with, let's kind of go straight to month end just to start with, and then we're going to kind of backtrack to some products and things. We have 3 days left in the month. What is one thing that you are doing in your business to increase your PRV between now and month end? Or that you would tell a new team member to do? Anyone? You guys don't have to like raise your hand. You can all just jump in. And if you don't like the question, we'll just go to the next one.
I'm Nikki Gill. I'm from Florida. I'm director of Sunshine Wax Stars. I've been with Scentsy for 6 years. I've had a few dips where I've gone from director back to superstar consultant. We are rocking this month. We are on track to beat last September. Actually, we will beat last September once I put my final order in. To finish up month end, I've actually had 2 on promotion watch. I had a downline promote to star consultant today, and her sponsors on promotion watch for superstar consultant. She's about 1,100 away. So I have been following up with my frontline and my downline who are very close to being active or very close to promoting, encouraging them on the team page, sending them posts, put a challenge out. I had 2 get active. I mean, they were one $30 bundle of wax from being active. They got active today. I'm also following up with any customers that had wanted to do an order. I put out an post yesterday for boo buckets, and I'm going to make some boo buckets, and I've actually gotten orders on those. So just trying to do some last minute posts, but also just some last minute one-to-one follow-up with team and customers.
Awesome. Anyone else want to chime in on that?
Yeah, so I think it's really important to not feel like you have to sell everything in the last 3 days, right? So whenever I'm feeling short on something, or I have a team that's maybe short on maybe hitting title or whatever, it's always important to be intentional about how you are promoting your product and how you're getting your sales. One of my favorite things to do is focus on one product a day. So for example, if you're short in your sales and you want to bump it up within the next 2 days, take a day and focus on Whiff Box. Talk everything about Whiff Box. Talk it up. Like maybe even say, you know, if you private message me and I'll add a little special, like run to the Dollar Tree and add something fall in it for them or something. But talk about a specific product, beef it up. And then maybe the next day you do a 10-bar special. And, you know, it's not like buy this and then buy this and then buy this. Be intentional about what you're posting and just post one thing a day. So,
and speaking about that, like the Whiff Box, did you guys see Christina Steinberg threw out that she is promoting it as kind of a mystery pumpkin special? And so she's promoting it, even though it's a corporate whiff box, it's Bunce whiff box, all the products have pumpkin in it. And so she's using kind of her own branding to kind of talk it up, which I thought was fun. Okay, who else wants to chime in on that?
I'm Jess Leigel. I have been with Scentsy for 4 years and I'm a director for Infinite Inspiration. And for the first time ever in my career, I have PRV over 6K, which is huge. And I'm going to tell you how to get PRV because I'm going to be real with you guys. I blacked out the entire month of September and I don't know where I'm at right now. But one thing I can encourage you, just like I said, don't do it all at the very last second. Like, obviously, keep going if you're not happy with your PRV. I know a lot of my girls on my team love to just give up on the 20th of the month, and it's like, no, it's not over. We can keep going. However, when we have these LTOs, you need to be sharing them, and you need to stop making excuses for yourself and your customers. What does that mean? That means instead of being like, oh my goodness, like that's too expensive, or no one will like this, or I don't like football, or whatever, like you need to be sharing it anyway, because if someone's going to love it, someone's going to want it. Even if you think it's the ugliest warmer on the face of this earth, someone's going to think it's the prettiest thing in the whole world. So do not make excuses. And you need to share them by posting it, by putting it on your stories. But the biggest secret I can give you, and I know this is going to come as a shock to a lot of you, personal message people. I can't tell you how many more orders I get because I am personally emailing or messaging people. Just posting and wishing things to happen is just not going to work. So you got to get in there, you got to get uncomfortable a little bit, and you have to start personally messaging people. And if you send an email and no one orders, send it again. I'm going to be sending the holiday again tomorrow, and I've sent it twice already. I did the same thing with the NFL, and where I had only one warmer order, I ended up getting 9 because I sent it again. So just keep being consistent.
Love it. Anyone else? You want to move on? Oh, go for it, Rachel.
Hi, do I need to introduce myself?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Rachel Field. I'm a superstar director in the UK and I've been doing Scentsy for 5 years. One thing that I do on the last week of the month is I advertise my mystery bags. That way I can decide whether to put the order through at the end of the month or whether to hold off till the first of the month, depending on what I need. So I always advertise my next month's mystery bags, and I do 3 different price points as well. So I would probably do, in your conversion, a $50, a $30 and a $20 to give different price points. So I'm just sort of theming it around autumn, around fall, around coziness, and I give them the choice of getting those, and then I decide when to put them in.
Love it. All right, let's move on to something else. I love our laundry collection. It is one of my favorite products, and as leaders, we know that it's one of our biggest sellers. It's one of the fastest growing markets, right? But a lot of people don't use our laundry, haven't tried them, and I think it's something that if you don't use it and haven't tried it, you don't necessarily promote. So, do you sell a lot of laundry? I want to ask you guys. If so, how do you promote it, and do you sample it? Like, just tell me how you do it.
I sampled the I'm Sarah Speechley, superstar director. I love the laundry. I love the washer whiffs. And I think the best way to sell any laundry products is by letting people try it. So I always sample the washer whiffs. And as soon as I do, I get people hooked. So I don't know any other way to say it than that. I do also, if they're local, I do demo where I have like a little bit of laundry soap left and a little bit of washer whiffs. I always leave my little almost empty stuff and put it in a demo bag for clean and laundry. But for laundry, that's one way I do it. But for those that are far away or customers, I always put samples in every month. I rotate it, but when I put in laundry washer whiffs, it just increases in it. Then they love them and gotta get them addicted.
Yeah.
I'll go next. Sorry, I don't have my picture up. I just look like a mess. Been crying all day, but I actually joined Scentsy because of the laundry line. My husband is he runs like marathons. He runs constantly and would work out. So if he wasn't working out, he was running, and his clothes smelled like sweat. Like you couldn't get the sweat smell out, no matter, like we used Tide Sport. We went to a running store, got, like my sister-in-law does these, she's like, use vinegar, all this stuff. And so nothing would take it out. And at the time, I had got the Sunkist citrus whiffs, and he tried it, and it sold him. And he's like, we can never not be without this stuff. So I joined Scentsy, and I always push that. And on my VIP page, he'll always post about it, or post about a run, and that he's ready to do laundry with the whiffs. Right now we had like an emergency with his dad in South Carolina, and that was the first thing he said. He's like, are you able to make the samples the way you do for the customers, so I have my laundry stuff while I'm over there? Because he couldn't be without it. And so he posts about that, and shows the samples. I think when you show that you're using it, it helps. And that's really how I push it, is because it is honesty, and it is why I became a consultant, was because of the laundry products.
I love that someone joined for the laundry. I think that's super fun. I know personally, I've got kids in college, or the one that is out of college now, but he would use the laundry products while he was in college, and he hooked all of his roommates and his friends. But he also said walking around campus, it was a really good chick magnet, because people would always tell him how good he smelled. So lots of ways when you use the products, people do smell it, right? I think it's fun if you're doing home parties to give a load to the hostess and ask her to do something, with it that they can then smell as well. Anyone else want to chat on laundry?
I always do a demo at home parties with the washer whiffs, and everyone there buys it. So I always ask the host round about the middle of the party to fill a bowl with hot water, and I put a quarter of a scoop in of something really fresh, like windowsill breeze or something like that. And I just tip it in, and within seconds, the whole room and the whole house fills with fragrance. And I tell them that I use it if someone unexpected is calling, if you want to get rid of a dog smell, but also for your clothes, and everyone there buys it.
Yeah.
I've had people come up to me and ask me what perfume. I always use Jammy Time. For me, Jammy Time's I don't like the wax bar, or room spray. I do love the pod and the whiffs, but I've had people come up to me and tell me how much they love my perfume, and I don't wear perfume. So I used to always think it was like maybe my deodorant. And this was pre-COVID. People would come up and they smell, and they'd smell like my shirt, and they're like, yeah, that's it, it's your clothes, it's your perfume. And I'm like, no, it's my laundry stuff. So I've started keeping like samples. I do the samples in those small Mylar type, like the flat packaging that'll fit in your purse easily. And then I'll show them and put that with my card and tell them, use this is exactly what it is, and tell me what you think, if it's working the same for you.
Love that. Love that. Love that. Let's move on to Scentsy Club for a minute, shall we? I think Scentsy Club is something that's really fun to upsell, and something that can really change your monthly PRV, right? Who on the panel wants to just comment about, do you promote Scentsy Club? Is it a big part of your business? Do you have goals with it? How do you promote it? Who do you think should subscribe? Just share a little bit about what you think.
I'll take it. So it's a big deal for me rewind. Number one, if you yourself do not have a Scentsy Club, you are missing out. You need to have a Scentsy Club in order to, number one, know the perks yourself and get into go into it, look around, play with it. Number two, it's a great share opportunity when it comes in, however frequently you want to get on the live and share what you put in your club, whether it be, your clothes, or your laundry stuff, your cleaning stuff, whatever, stuff that you need more often. And then to show I still get Ariel, I still get all the Disney bars, and that's why my club's up to 200 now, because they always get me. But having that on there is a great opportunity. So get a club if you don't have one. Number two is, I currently right now get my 500 PRV from club. like every month. So it is PRV I don't have to worry about. So I hit my minimum right from the gate and I don't have to worry about it. My goal is to get at least 1,000 and keep getting that increasing. But that's my goal right now, is to get to 1,000 PRV just by club alone. How I promote it, it really depends on what's going on, such as LTOs. If someone is obsessed with like the new Sven bar that's coming back, promote it. Like, hey, if you put it in the club, it's never going to go away. A perfect example of this is a girl who just had a party for me, sent me a message and said, I just used my last wax of shimmer. Well, I know it's coming back in January and I'm already putting the bug in her ear. Hey, well, it's coming back in January, and if you do the club, this is what's up. People who are busy and constantly are ordering washer whiffs, counter cleans, bring back my bar is a huge time to do this. The bricks that are coming out, you guys, I can't tell you how many people are like, what am I going to do with a pound of wax for 1 month? Well, if you put it in their club, you get a regular size bar. It's less of an amount. So that's another great way, especially if you're sending those samples. If they're like, I don't want this big pound of wax, can I get it in regular? Absolutely. Here's the link to my club. And again, share the perks of, if you spend $30, you get 10% off. And if you spend $60, you get an extra half off, including the whiff box. It's the only way to get a whiff box half off is only through the club, on top of all the other perks. It's a great way. Everyone should be in the club. It's not a specific person. It's not a specific, whatever. Everyone should be in it. And it starts with you having one.
Anyone else want to touch on club? Cameron's asking in the chat, does Scentsy Club orders hit our PRV on the 1st, or does it hit like normal? It hits based on the schedule of when they've scheduled to receive their Scentsy Club order.
And
Okay.
you can find that on your workstation under orders tab in Scentsy Club. You can see exactly when they're going to run, so you know what to expect.
I try to promote Scentsy Club to every single one of my customers. So I always put a flyer in every customer's bag because they already love the product. They're the ones. And if anytime anyone says, oh, I love, any scent, this is my favorite scent, I'm like, then you need to make sure to add it to Scentsy Club now while it's available. So if it goes away, you'll always get it. So I promote it with every single one of my customers.
Scentsy Club hasn't been a strength for me, but it is becoming more of a strength for me. I am starting to get more people subscribed. A lot of my customers were real skeptical at first, but I've shared my Scentsy clubs, several clubs that I have with all my favorite bars, and how I get my washer whiffs with them, or I get the bricks. So that for me is a goal for the end of the year, is to increase. I would love to have, like Jess does, my 500 come from that. And so that is a goal for me, is to increase my club orders. I'm working on promoting that more.
Same for me. I don't have a lot, but I really want a lot. So this month I've promoted the whiff box massively. I've sold loads more than I normally would. And then what I'm going to do with that is say, if you enjoyed this is how you get it half price.
Love that. Let's talk about those bricks again. The custom, consultant only bricks. We have the opportunity to order them now. I know I ordered them. It's 2 sets per consultant. They're not available for resale. Oh, did you order them? If so, I know Jess did, right? Did you order them? Do you think it's an important purchase if a consultant can afford it? Like, talk to me about what you're doing with yours if you ordered them.
So I ordered mine, and I am actually splitting it up with my team, just to make it a better bang for our buck. Plus, I'm kind of like my customers. What am I going to sit with a pound of wax of it? And I always get stuck with them. So splitting up with your team is great. It's a great giveaway for your team too, for a team challenge or whatever, or participation, whatever. It's a great, just send them a huge brick cube, and that'll, do a lot of samples. It did like 60 felt samples for me. But what I do for my customers with it is I melt it down, put it on felt samples, and then that like Canva thing that's going around, I'll be taping it to them and sending it to all my VIP mailer people and my club people. So I'm getting it out there, because if you get it out under their nose, you're more likely to sell them.
I'm going to order my brick bundle tomorrow. I had to wait until I got paid again. I've had a very sick child this month, so just had to wait. But I'm gonna order a set, and I've already started prepping. I have found one of the templates that have been shared multiple. I like the one that's gonna fit in the number 10 envelope. So I've already ordered my felt for it. I've got my bags for it. I've been working on the Canva template to get them printed out so that when the wax comes in, the bricks come in, I can start making my samples because I plan to send them out as quickly as I can in October on a monthly mailer. I will start sharing them, advertising them. I have several customers who love the bricks. I am having a small retreat in October for my team. I have 6 coming, so I'm actually going to take the bricks with me. And so any of them who were not able to get the bricks, I will give them a cube or 2 from each one so they can make samples. But I think it's important. I think it's a huge investment. I love for the first time that we're able to buy them ahead of time, and then we get to buy all 5.
Yep.
You know, that I totally think it's totally worth the investment, and we're making commission back off of it, and it's a tax write-off. So I mean, it's a win-win all the way around.
Do any of you have a brick in front of you? Because I did not grab one. I'm sure we have people on here who have never seen a brick. Yep. So Sarah's
That's
got
last
her.
year's, but
Yep. It's a full pound of
I
wax.
can grab a bar.
Oh gosh, you guys all have bricks at your fingertips. I love it.
I don't have any, but I was going to share with you what we're doing with the sampling and why it's important to sample these, because we have to get our product in front of our customers' noses, right? Especially for these LTO scents. And so anytime that we have an LTO scent, which means a limited time offer scent to come out, always try to do your best to order it right away and then get those samples out. An easy way to do samples is with a 2x3, I call them like little jewelry bags. You can get them at Hobby Lobby, any craft store, or you can get them on Amazon. We'll drop a link in the chat for them as well. But then you just throw a little label on them. And there's a lot of different ways that you can make samples out of them, like cut them up with a knife or a veggie cutter or whatever. There's the Scentsy samples like this that are in the Success store that you can get. This is pretty heavy felt. And so it doesn't make as many samples as to where the OPI, these are little nail polish remover pads. And these are the thinnest that we've seen. And they're super easy because all you have to do is like, you can take a whole bunch and you can fold them in half and then slice them. And all you have to do is dip it in, and then it gets all of the wax on all of them all at one time. And so you don't have to be like constantly taking out one felt sample at a time. And you get so much wax on these. So even if you went into getting the brick special with like your teammates or whatever, you could make, I guarantee you, probably like 60 to 100, I mean, maybe even more of these out of one brick cube. So they're super, super thin. And then you get to mail them in a regular business size envelope for only a stamp. And so you're spending less than $1 sending a sample out of, how many are there? 5 bricks? 5 bricks that your customers are either, like Jess said, they're going to put them in their club as bars, or they're going to ask you if they can get them for bars and you can add them to your club, or they're going to order the bricks. So it is so important to make samples.
And I'm looking for, oh, well, Kelly already beat me to it. She's
Kelly
got the
is
link
so
in the
on it.
chat.
Thank you, Auntie Kelly.
Yeah, seriously.
So can I add one more push on that?
Yeah, of course you can.
Hey, so we have begged Scentsy, right, to please let us have these LTOs, these samples, so we can make samples, tell our customers what they're like. How many times do we get customers that say, oh, what does this LTO smell like? I don't know, haven't got it yet. You know, so we begged them to let us get these ahead of time. This is kind of like when I talk to them up there, this is kind of a trial. So they said to push it because if this goes well, it will continue. So FYI, push it with your team because we want this to continue. So every time there's an LTO drop or any bars coming out, that we can get them ahead of time. So just a little push there.
Absolutely. All right, my next question. Oh, wait, are we still on this topic?
It's Noemi. I just wanted to add something,
Yeah, go for it.
if you don't mind. So I
yes,
just,
Miss Director, go ahead.
Hello, Miss Director.
thank you. So it is kind of touching on the bricks and the Scentsy Club, the ones that we have, the bricks that we have coming. So something that I do to get people to join Scentsy Club is I like highlight that I treat my Scentsy Club crew, and that's what I call them, with special like samples that I send to them. So these bricks, once I get them, each of my Scentsy Club crew members is going to get a full like mold sample of each of the scents, and they get I'm sending it to each of them. And then I'm also going to kind of like hint at, I have these, these sample sets that are not available yet for purchase, but you get to sniff them before anyone else. Just ask me how to join the club or whatever. But I'm also going to make samples and put them in each of my hostess kits, or my hostess packages for all of my hosts in October, so that they can start smelling them and know what's coming. And then all of my party packs, I'm also going to stick them in each of my party packs for all of my guests that I'm sending them to in October as well. So I'm going to take full advantage of make as many samples as I can to send them out to all of the guests that I'm going to come in contact with in October, the hostess and my Scentsy Club crew members. So that's it.
Love that. Love that. And this is where you add your extra PRV. It's this kind of thing that really is the icing on the cake and makes a difference. I want to flip to pet products. Do you sell pet products? Do you promote them? How do you know that your customers have pets?
So I do party packs for my Facebook parties, and one of the questions in there is if they have a pet. So if they say that they do, I usually send the sample of shampoo or the deodorizing spray, the Fresh on Pup, in their party pack. Also, this is where making a relationship and getting to know your customers is important, because let's say Hannah orders from me, and I noticed that her dog Jack has hair instead of fur. Well, I'm going to send her the detangler spray because I know she's got a dog. And even though she ordered a 6-pack of wax for me, maybe she didn't know we even have pet products. But because I know she has a dog, I put it in there, and she loves it, falls in love with it, and buys 3. So that's where relationships are important.
Yeah. Could not agree more. Anyone else want to touch on pets? Or you want me to move on?
I'll go here since I'm here. So I used to sell my pets a lot. Well, not my pets, the pet products. When I had my puppy, he passed away this July. So it was funny because I was scrolling today and I was thinking, okay, what have I not promoted? I'm trying to, as a team, hit 20 grand, which we've never have, and we're pretty close.
Yes,
And
you are.
yeah, it's amazing. So I'm trying to get the team, and I was going through my things. I'm like, you know what? They and us and all of us, we don't really push the pet products. So what I did is early on when I first started a year ago, which was a hit, I had everybody on the team like send me their pet pictures or dogs or cats, and I created on Photify the pet product line. I remember we sold so much. So I was going through that. And today, my challenge for the team for tomorrow, I think somebody said focus on one product, a day. Tomorrow was going to be straight just pet, like pet shampoo, pet things, because just, it's the end of the month. Everyone's been pushing everything, all the LTOs. And, just for your audience, it might give them a refresher of like, okay, this is something non-wax, non-warmer, but still a Scentsy product. So I love the pets. I might get emotional posting about it tomorrow. I'm still, having to cope with the loss of my dog, but but yeah, so I like it. If you guys haven't done it, I suggest go make the photo files with your teen's pet, and then they love seeing their pets being, shown around and, promoted. So that was a good one for us.
That's super fun. I also, if you have pets and you don't use the product, you really should try them. They are really good products, and you'll get a lot of interaction on your VIP groups and on your stories and that kind of thing if you are sharing
Use them in your branding. I can't tell you how many times I get compliments because I put Bennett on all of my pet stuff, and they're just so intrigued with my dog on my stuff. So brand your babies too, your fur babies.
Yeah, Kelly was at my Orlando retreat, and did you take pictures with Grace? Kelly, I feel like you had the professional photographer.
I did, but she didn't load any of them on the website.
She didn't load
but
those?
I had a whole good 10 minutes of trying to get Grace to work with me.
Well, Grace appreciated the attention regardless. So yeah.
I'll work with Grace any day.
I want to add too that I think it's important to be creative with how you market our product too. And even though it just says that it is a pet product, think outside and how else can you use this product? We do that all the time with our counter cleaner, right? If we just sold our counter cleaner just for counters, like we wouldn't sell any of it, but that stuff works it's like a sham wow of cleaning, right? So I'll just share an example. I posted this, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's a doll. It's an American Girl doll, and you use the No Knot spray on her hair, and look how it comes out. Like it's all shiny and brand new. You can do the same thing with Febreze too as well, but this is our product. Okay. And so I posted this in my VIP group, and I was like, you guys, look, moms, like if you are a mom and you have an American Girl doll or dolls like this, you get the struggle. The struggle is real. And so I can't tell you guys, like maybe 10. I probably sold 10 No Knot sprays from this post because moms were like, I need this. So it's thinking outside the box too of like, oh, this is a No Knot spray. This is only for dogs. It's not. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are some consultants out there that have used the dog shampoo on themselves.
Oh, not shampoo, but yeah, I got a story.
Yeah, so just think outside the box too. And how can I use this? Just try it at home. Like get yourself a bottle and start trying it on some things, and you never know what you're going to come up with.
And
Full
I have a
disclosure.
confession.
Go ahead.
I use the No Knot spray every day. I have curly hair. I get knotted hair. I also have a son who has very curly hair. He's 14. He doesn't think he needs to comb his hair. He just needs to let the curls go. And he has started, because he's like, Mom, it hurts. I'm like, go to my bathroom and get the puppy No Knot spray off the bathroom counter. So yes, I advertise it that way. We both use it. I absolutely love it. And it smells good. My hair smells good.
I have a confession. I had someone coming over the other day. They showed up unexpectedly. It was right after Steve's heart attack. They were trying to be helpful, and they were bringing some flowers and a basket of some snack food. And I wasn't expecting them, and I was a hot mess. And I was in my office, and I saw them pull up, and I looked for the fragrance mist and couldn't find it. So I grabbed the Freshen Up pup, and I sprayed myself on the way out the office door to answer the front door. And I was like,
I use it. I do it too. And I do it on purpose because I like how the honey chamomile smells.
Yep. And mine was a sweet pea, but it definitely served its purpose. So awesome. Okay. One final question, because we're running pretty late on time. I want to know, gosh, I've got like a whole bunch here. I want to know, why'd you, in 2 minutes or less, 1 minute or less, why did you decide to build a team? Because you're all leaders. Why'd you decide to build a team?
I decided to build a team because Hannah Hall said I had to. I'm just kidding. No, so to be real and frank with you, and Hannah can contest if I'm lying or telling the truth, I didn't want a team. She was very adamant, like, you need, like, if you want the things that you want, you need to have a team. And I told her she was nuts, and we'll never, ever do it, ever. And here I am with 103 people on my team and over 200 people in my group. And this is why. And you can choose to believe me, but until you've see it for yourself, it's not going to click. So I just encourage you to trust my words and get outside your comfort zone. All of you here know you can make up to 30% on your commission, right? If you sell 2,000 in 1 month, that's 30%, or 25% if you're certified, and 20, you guys know this. And that's really, really good money, right? So a $2,000 month is a $600 paycheck. That's great. Well, with a team, you can make amazing, life-changing income. Like, that's the reality. Okay, that's one side of the spectrum here, is you could make life-changing income, insane amount of income. The other side of it, which I feel is worth more than $1 million paycheck, is watching your best friends, your family, your people, your tribe come to the top of the mountain with you. And that's just something that is so cool to see. And I come from a teaching background. I was a cheerleader in high school. I am all for being the rah rah ree girl. But watching someone have the potential that you saw, that you believed, and they finally, it clicks and they get the wings and they're coming up with you. There's nothing better in this world. No amount of money can be worth that, seriously. And I can tell you this for sure. One of my girls a couple of days ago was like, she's like, I'm in tears. I didn't even think I could do this. And I was like, girl, I've been telling you this since day one. And she's going to double promote by the end of this month. I know she's going to do it. And that is an amazing feeling. So if you want the camaraderie, the sisterhood, all of that, definitely get a team, because it's nice to have people who have your back while you're learning alongside with them and getting to know them and having that really strong community, sticky community foundation. And with the way the world is right now, this is probably the one place I know I can go despite what I view and feel and believe. And everyone on this call will accept me, period. And that is something very rare right now in this day and age. And on top of that, you get a sweet little paycheck with it. I mean, it's a win-win in my opinion, and definitely worth it.
Love it. Very, very true. Anyone else want to tap on that?
I actually didn't plan to build a team. Never even thought about recruiting. I just came in and had a focus of wanting to do parties, wanting to sell, just to make enough to help us with ends. I had been very sick when I joined, and actually my first recruit came to me and I was like, oh, you want to join my team? Oh, okay. And then I just had a few other follow my lap, just like that. I never pushed it. But then once I started seeing the benefits of it, that made me want more. Recruiting is my weakness. That is my weakness. But it is something I'm constantly trying to learn more about, because I do want to grow more. I do want to expand out. I do have dreams and goals, and I want that limitless opportunity and definitely freedom. But like Jess said, watching your team get excited, like I had a girl this month have her first $1,000 month. She's been a consultant almost 4 years on my team, and she was so ecstatic. Just seeing some of my team just grow and realize that they can achieve goals they didn't think they could do, it just warms your heart. So it's definitely something I want to continue to do, is grow deep and wide.
And listen, you guys, growing a team was my number one, like when I joined. So I don't know what all these, they were hanging out, just having fun. I was over here being like, I want to make money. And you all, it was a dream of mine to be able to stay at home. And I knew I could only sell so much as a stay-at-home mom with babies. I could only do so many parties. And if you want to make great money, you have to grow a team. Now, that's still working your business and it's still all the other things, but we're sitting at the top where if you guys want a 6-figure income and wear your hair like this and maybe not even have a bra on or whatever, you have to build a team. And 80%, maybe even 95%, I'd say maybe 95% of your paycheck will come from your team when you are making those 6-figure incomes, right? And so there's nobody to say, this is the right way to grow a team. Listen, you guys, open your mouth and talk. Just talk about Scentsy, talk about it to everybody. And it doesn't have to be a formal of, well, let me tell you about my Scentsy business. It's not that. It's show how excited you are about Scentsy. Share it with everybody in normal organic conversation. You know, if you're out at the grocery store or at Target, oh my gosh, my favorite place is Target in the candle aisle, because I was just in there today smelling that pumpkin spice candles. I'm still smelling candles, you guys, still smelling, because I want to be able to compare them to what we have. And so you meet someone in the candle aisle and you're like, oh my gosh, do you love that? I love this. I love, you know, whatever. And you start talking, and then you're like, okay, I hate wicks though. And this is why I sell Scentsy. And you just organically like talk about Scentsy. So share the passion that you have in the product and ask. Every customer you're checking out, you should be asking them if they want to make money after their order. Every hostess that you have, do you want this party? Give your parties away, because even though you may think, oh my goodness, I'm losing this sale today, lose that sale today for money tomorrow.
Okay, I'm going to be the compliance person. Look, if the income disclosure will be in this link down below.
Yep. Insert income disclosure statement below.
I'm just stating that for everyone. I wasn't as strong focused as Hannah, unfortunately. I had not planned on growing a team either. And here I am, a superstar director. I had people interested. I even asked my upline originally, you know, hey, what is this growing a team, moving up? And, you know, at the time she didn't know either and was like, I don't know. When you figure it out, let me know. We kind of learned it together. And that's the great thing. I tell all my people, it's downline. It's fun to have a friend join with you. You are more likely, statistics show, stay in the business if you grow a team, whether it's 1, 2, whatnot. You will be in the business longer. And it is fun to have friends in a team and camaraderie. It's like sister is family. Truly, Scentsy is my family. And yes, the money is freaking amazing. Since we're putting the disclosure, I can say that. And yes, there's no way in the world I could sell enough product to make the money I make. But with the team, you can. And it's more than just the money. It's the team. It's the bonding that you have, helping each other out, helping others reach their goals is really what makes building a team worth it for me.
You want to tap in on it, Rachel, or are we good?
I feel like you're sick of hearing me talking about recruiting, but you just need to do it. You just need to do it. It's the fastest way to earn an incentive. That's why I started recruiting. I worked out the easiest way to earn the incentive would be to get multiple recruits to certified. So if you want to go on an incentive, you've got to recruit. You can't go on them without recruiting. It's always part of the criteria. And you get to go away with your friends. You get to go on vacation with your friends.
I love it. All right, I think we end with that. Thank you guys for taking the time to chat with us tonight, and thank you guys all for joining. Work at Wednesday tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. Talk book club at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. Part 3, is that right? Yeah, part 3 of the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins. And we will chat with you guys again. Have a good night, you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night.
Oh, also month end with Dan on Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. Have a good night.
Right.